narrative is the story of what happened to us and how that affected us. It is not a summary of what's wrong with us. Medications, breakdowns, symptoms, problems. And we can shift the current problems by filling in the forgotten, unknown, or distorted parts of the story, which is why it's so important to lead the client through the whole story of their lives and not just the things they choose to tell, but to keep bringing them back, to keep filling it out and opening it up and digging deeper down into the story and recognizing and reconsolidating distortions. So, a coherent narrative therapist elicits the whole story of their client's life in the first 1 or 2 sessions, depending on how much detail someone tells in, how long a life they've lived. And actually this telling for them, when spoken to a good radical meaning maker who's listening to every word, can really be a life-changing experience. It is. And, obviously all therapists learn their clients' stories, their lives over time. But when it's told in a single telling, both the teller and the listener become more familiar with the backstory in a way that hasn't been present to them. Lots of things have been forgotten or glossed over or not connected in certain ways. And, I actually have trained therapists in how to work in this way, and they've started over with clients they've worked with for upwards of 10 years and said, I want to try something different. I'm going to ask you to tell me your story, and I'm going to ask questions. And they get the whole story from birth to the present and discover things like, the client had been sexually molested at 13, that in 10 years had never come up because it's not what they were focused on. And so, this is, and again, we're talking about a session or two, not, this is the whole therapy, is just listening to someone's story. But once you have the whole story, then you have that whole bank of knowledge to bring to whatever they're telling you is going on in the present. It's like you have the whole preface.